Hi guys, how's it going? Caitlin here and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. I hope that you're excited. On the menu this week, we've got Hawaiian Sunset Stir Fry, one pot ground beef and pasta, and Italian paninis. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that if you don't have your prep list, you grab it. Check the description in this video and you will find links there that you can go get your prep list. There are 3 varying levels of prep here depending on your level of motivation and perhaps the amount of time that you have to dedicate to this today. However, if you do want to see the time to table results that you see in the meal plan, you're going to want to go all the way with me to level 3. I will say, if you are going to choose to do 2 levels, do level 1 and level 3 because you can do those right at the same time. But level 2 is definitely going to spare you some time later as well. Okay, so let's get going, all right? I am going to start with some things that are in level 3. Imagine that. It's stuff that does itself while you're doing other things, and that is how we gain back time through our week. We are literally adding time to our week. And never doubt it, never doubt it. This is self-care, I promise you. This is self-care because what you're doing now is making sure you are not stressed out later. So I'm gonna cook my bacon, and I'm going to cook my rice. So whatever order you want to do this in and however you want to manage it. I like cooking my bacon on a stone bar pan. It doesn't spit at me. I don't have to turn it. I don't have to do anything. It just goes on the stone bar pan, goes in the oven, like at 400, 410, 415, whatever, somewhere in that ballpark for around 20 to 25 minutes. And we do only need 4 pieces of bacon this week. So if you had wanted to get yourself a little shortcut here, you could just get yourself some ready-made bacon. Maybe you have bacon that you cooked ahead of time and have frozen, in which case, wow, you are prepared. You are awesome. Like, you could teach me a thing or two. Otherwise, I just cook up a whole pack of bacon. Because you know what? It's never going to go to waste. We're going to find things to put it in. Maybe you're prepping other things at the same time. Maybe you're making some breakfast bites. Maybe you just want to be able to make yourself a nice BLT sandwich. That actually sounds delicious. That sounds phenomenal. Maybe I'll do that with leftover bacon. Usually my husband, he comes after I do my prep video. It's almost like prep video tax. It's like, so how much bacon can I eat? He'd be so heartbroken if he comes home and the house smells like bacon, and I'm like, yeah, I ate it all. If I'm divorced next week, you know what happened. I'm just kidding. No, the man is very good to me, very understanding, very, very, very patient. He has to be. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in the oven. So, I'm going to throw that in there for 25 minutes. I am going to cook my rice in the microwave because it's easy and I like easy. I've got a microwave cooker here. It's made for rice. So it has like a boil over guard up here so that I just don't end up with a whole bunch of water in my microwave. If you do cook rice in your microwave, like there's always going to be, just filling up my water thing there, there's always going to be some water that, you know, comes out. So it might be the best time to actually clean out your microwave after you cook rice in it. Because that condensation is going to soften up like any goop or any like splashes or grease or whatever. It's going to loosen it all up. So after you cook your rice, it might be the nicest time to like just very quickly wipe out your microwave and then it'll be easier. I don't know. 2 birds, 1 stone. All about efficiency, right? Okay, now that we've got some things started for level 3, we can go back and start with level 1, shall we? I know, counting backwards. And not even just like, you know, counting 3, 2, 1. No, it's 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, gonna chunk up a pepper. This is for the stir fry. You can slice it, you can chunk it, you can do whatever you're feeling with it. And maybe the shape doesn't matter to you at all. I find there's some people that the shape of things that are cut up really matters, and then the other people that just haven't admitted to themselves yet that it really matters what shape they're cut up in. Yeah, that would be my husband. He's just like, whatever, like if things are cut up differently, that's fine. Like, it's insane like how everything can be non-matching in his meal and he's perfectly fine with it. Like, I wouldn't even notice. Like, I would. He definitely wouldn't. Okay. So there's the pepper. You want more? You can do more if you wanted to. You know what? This is just like, it's kind of like setting a baseline. Setting out kind of a very, very advanced good start for your meal plan. But there's room to modify it and make it your own. Like if you know that you're serving more people one night or less people one night, check out the grocery list there, and there's little color-coded like dots next to the ingredients on the grocery list. So if you know that you're doubling that recipe, double those ingredients, right? Tries to make it a little bit easier. It's a bit of a system there, but once you got it, you got it. So mincing up some ginger or grating ginger or doing whatever you want to call it, a ginger. I'm using this little fancy zester. It's called a cup zester. It's small, you can use it in any direction, so I really like it for ginger, just for that reason. Ginger can kind of be annoying and get stringy and stuff, and it really doesn't do it on this just because of the change of direction. All collects it into a little cup at the bottom, and then you can measure. It's just a really smart, little product. So I don't know if you checked out my shirt yet. Atlantic Shark Expeditions. So hubby and I, to celebrate my 40th, we went cage diving with sharks in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Turns out Yarmouth, Nova Scotia is probably the best place that you can get into a cage and go see great white sharks in the whole world right now. Like Guadalupe would be better, but it's closed. So a place that you could go right now, Yarmouth. And I can only compare it to shark diving off of Australia, which is known to be a hot spot for great white shark cage diving. And I can tell you with all absolute honesty and pleasant surprise that Yarmouth experience was a million times better. Like, we saw 5 sharks, which I saw, there was 4 different sharks that were around when we were in Australia, so that was really good too. We had a great day in Australia. However, saw 5 different sharks here, and your time in the cage was not limited. In Australia, you went in that cage once, you saw what you saw, and it was really cool, and you were appreciative of the experience and loved it. In Yarmouth, what they did was they had everybody kind of in a line. You went in, and after maybe like 10 minutes, they just move you over. There's 4 people in there at a time. It'd be like you move over once you make it to the end, then you get up and go out, but you can join in the line again and go back in. Some people did not want to go back in. Crazy people. It does kind of feel like you're a bit of a washing machine when you're in a cage diving with sharks. But, oh, gonna chop up a zucchini and chop a carrot. Gonna peel the carrot first. And if you want to, you can peel the zucchini. If you're trying to hide this from your kids, and I think I'm going to do that same thing actually, you can peel the zucchini. If you're trying to hide the vegetables from your children, and if they see the green, maybe the green's going to throw them off a little bit. I might leave a little bit of green on it because I got to leave them something to complain about. Oh yeah, so I'd say in Australia I probably had like 15 minutes in the cage or 20 minutes in the cage, something like that. In Yarmouth, I probably had 2 hours in the cage, which was phenomenal. I was just like, I'm not getting out of here unless somebody tells me I gotta get out of here. Like, they gotta pull on my cord there, you know, if they want me out of there, because I'm not leaving like just because. But there were a lot of people who would be in for a little bit, and then they'd be like, you know what? I saw some sharks, I saw some really cool things, and I'm kind of done being tossed around in a cage. Cool, all the power to them, right? Like, that's fair is fair. Especially for people, like, because you don't need to be a scuba diver to do it. Like, if you are a scuba diver, then you're used to breathing underwater. If you have never been scuba diving before, it can be a little bit of sensory overload breathing underwater, and but best place in the world for sharks. If that is an interest of yours, if it's a bucket list thing, if it was never on your radar until now and you've just decided that, oh man, that sounds amazing, book your flight to Halifax, rent your car, drive that, 3 hours down to Yarmouth. You will not regret it. Best life choice you'll ever make. If you have to pause this video and go book your flights now, totally get it. I understand. Pause, book your flights, come right back. Tell me when you're going, maybe we can go together. It'll be fun. They just started. If you are into sharks and you have not yet heard of this in Yarmouth, it's because it's quite new. They just discovered it as being a great white shark hotspot last year, so they're doing research on it now. So when you do research on these areas, they have to go out. It's a scientific boat that you're going out on. They're trying to figure out whether it's, just a feeding ground, if it's a mating ground, if it's a birthing ground, like what exactly is the reason that the spot is such a hot spot, because it obviously is. The biggest one we saw was 12 feet, which is quite awe-inspiring when you're in the cage and right there with it. There's something about being in a place that you're just not supposed to be in. Like, humans are not supposed to breathe underwater. We're clumsy underwater, especially compared to like these elegant, beautiful sharks that know what they're doing down there. Here we go. So level 1 is done, guys. If level 1's all you had in you, you did awesome. You did amazing. Congratulations, you rocked it. If you're still with me as I ramble on about sharks, by the way, I like sharks, then let's go to level 2, shall we? Let's do it. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put sauce together for the stir fry. That way our stir fry sauce is just ready, and then we can just dump it and go, right? Magic. So if you have a few ingredients around, you can really make a whole bunch of different type of sauces for stir fries very easily. It doesn't take a ton of time or effort, and if you're making your own stir fry sauces, you know exactly what's in there. It's often healthier choices if you're making it yourself. but then you have more variety and you don't have like a ton of random little bottles of stuff in the fridge. Instead you have like to say specific ingredients that do things. So like if you have some honey, some soy sauce, gluten-free soy sauce, some sesame oil and rice vinegar, you can do a lot with that. Add a few extra seasonings to it every now and then, and you are just making so many delicious things. You can go lighter or heavier on the chili flakes, depending on how you like your heat. I'm probably going to add extra chili flakes on top of mine after, because the kids will not appreciate the heat as much as I do. Sauce is all done. Got sticky fingers. Okay, cool. I'm not going to bother washing them off yet. They're just a little sticky for maple syrup. That's fine. I'm going to grate up some cheese. I like to have about a cup of cheese. If you want to prep your cheese for other things now, you can do that too. So maybe you just like to have some grated cheese around the house. Maybe you're doing a shortcut and you have already grated cheese and then you're done level 2. Sweet, good for you. Because you don't have to do all the things. Grating cheese though, you do get more bang for your buck if you're buying a block of cheese and, you know, grating it. You also get more selection if you're doing it that way. And always be cautious with pre-grated cheese, because sometimes there will be starches that are in it that are wheat-based, to make sure that the cheese doesn't stick together. Because if you're grating your own cheese, people's biggest complaint is generally that cheese, when you grate it in advance, it'll stick together. In order to make sure this doesn't, obviously they gotta add extra ingredients to pre-shredded cheese to make sure this is not an issue. But it's an issue if you're gluten-free and they happen to be using some kind of a wheat flour in there in order to do it, and it's just unpleasant and tricky. Nobody wants hidden gluten in their cheese. Pretty sure I got more than a cup here already, but whatever. Usually whenever I take out, I take out the prep ingredients, right? Take out all my nice little containers here with the satisfying lids on them, all ready to go. And then the kids see the cheese and they're like, can I have some? So now I just plan in advance for that. I'm like, sure, you can have some, because I have extra in there for their stealing purposes. Here we go. So I did more than a cup. That's cool. There. Done. Ready to go. Good. So I am gonna do, okay, firstly, now's a good time to check and see in your fridge if you have any food that needs to be used up. Sometimes there's some extra veggies in the crisper that are starting to look a little, you know, floppity. And maybe you can incorporate those into one of these dishes. That one pot ground beef and pasta would be a great one to throw veggies into. If you cannot use any of these extra veggies that you have in your fridge as either a side dish or in a main or into something else that you can prep at this point, then you might want to just process it right now. You can, you know, peel those carrots and chop them and put them in a freezer bag and then label it carrots so that you know you can use it later on. Something like that. Whatever it is, if you make a plan for it now, then you're way less likely to be wasting it in the future, and that saves you money. But if you're not doing that right now, that's okay too. Just wanted to check in with that before we make our cutting board all chickeny. Because gonna cube a couple chicken breasts and gonna butterfly a couple chicken breasts. I have a fancy schmancy tool right here. Gonna let my rice go in there for 10 minutes, and then it'll be fluffable. Okay, so yes, it's called a close and cut. Both sides of it are spring loaded. So when I put a chicken breast in here, it pushes equally on both sides, and then I can slice a chicken breast in half without slicing anything that I don't want to, aka fingers, hands, that sort of thing. My husband does it without that, and it is both uneven and absolutely terrifies me to see him doing it. So I know this is the way I go. You can also use this thing for like slicing bagels, or you're slicing a bunch of like grapes or tomatoes or anything like that too. So it's a very specific contraption, but we've actually used it for slicing breakfast sausages in half. For the kids, the long way, because you know, they're little and I'm paranoid that they're gonna like choke on them. Because I'm a mom, we do paranoia like bosses. So you could just do 2. I'm gonna do 3 because you know what, there's 5 of us. You could do 4 if there's more of you, or if you know you want to have leftovers. Heck, I might do 4 just because I don't mind having leftovers, especially if something like chicken, because then it makes it just an easy lunch for me if I want to do salads. You know what? I might do 4. I'm already here. I'm already doing it. What's the difference, right? No, that's good. Motivation. Like I do not, I don't do this because I have my proverbial poop together. I do this because I need this, right? And I share this with you because I think, well, if I need this, then maybe you need this too. Because when I have stuff prepped, and I don't always have meals prepped, but when I don't, it is so much more stressful. Like you can feel the difference. You can feel the difference easily when got it prepped versus not prepped. When it's prepped, it's just so easy. I go to the fridge, I take things out, and like wham, bam, 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 and then it's just done. It's so easy. And then when I don't have things prepped and I have no idea what I'm making, I'm just like, oh crap, what did I do to myself, you know? And when I'm prepped, my meals are always better. It's like, it doesn't take me as long to do. It decreases my stress. They taste better. I eat healthier. I reduce my stress load a lot. It's just, there's no negative to it. The only hard part is what you are doing right now. Actually, what you did before you got here is the hard part. Because once you're here and once you're doing it, this is also easy. It is that time when you are gathering your ingredients and putting them all together and deciding that you're going to commit this time to yourself and to getting this done. That is the hard part. If you can do that, if you can just arrive, then you can do literally anything. So if you're watching this, you're a superhero. You're awesome. There we go. So got the chicken all cubed up there. Fantastic. Yeah, just throw my tongs around. My tongs. Don't have to age myself because I already told you how old I just turned. Awesome. Got that all ready. Let's check on this bacon. Okay, bacon looks perfect. Good to go. And just like that, guys, we are ready. We are ready for the week. I'm gonna put that into a container and stuff like that. But we're ready, guys. That's it. Nice and easy. You get 3 meals. They're gonna come together so quickly. Thank you so much for being a part of it this week. I hope this makes your week so much easier. Never doubt, this is self-care. I promise you. And I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.